Hi everyone, welcome to week 4 of Know Your Audience, Strategies for Increasing the Reach and Engagement of Your Journalism. I'm Amanda Zamora. It is my pleasure to be here with y'all today. I'm excited to be heading into the home stretch of this audience mapping process that we've been doing together over the last 3 weeks. Today, the name of the game is all about measurement, how we are going to measure our success relative to all the projects that we've got going on. So, a look at what we're going to cover in this particular module. The big picture, thinking about what our measurement plans say about what's important to us and how to figure out what to focus on measuring. We're going to get into the process of measurement a little bit in terms of choosing the right KPIs, gathering the right data, and communicating it in a way that people can see the efforts of our work. And then the next steps for you in developing or completing really your audience maps is going to be to take all of this information and to take the strategic work that you've been doing over the last few weeks and come up with a measurement plan of your own. All right, so we're going to start thinking big picture and asking ourselves what drives the decisions that we make in terms of what it is that we measure, right? I think in business and now I suppose in newsroom analytics, the axiom is pretty typical. We hear it a lot is we are what we measure. So if we are what we measure, the metrics that we choose to measure our success are actually a really important part of this process. So how do we figure out what it is that we're going to measure? One of these quotes from Avinash Kaushik, he's a marketing and analytics expert who works for Google as well. He's really well known. You should follow him on Twitter at Avinash. One of the things that he says about KPIs, which KPI stands for Key Performance Indicator, is that friends don't let friends measure page views ever, which maybe that makes some of you giggle or maybe it makes some of you groan, but either way, we all know that probably the most typical thing that we as journalists use as a measure of our success is page views, period. Like that's the thing that we talk about when we talk about stories going viral or success. I mean, oftentimes it's usually how many page views did it get, right? So if we're not going to just rely on page views, what are we going to use to measure our success? Well, here's a look at what page views don't tell us, and in articulating the things that page views don't capture, you can start to think about the things that we might be measuring otherwise, right? Page views cannot tell us who read our story. It can't tell us why they read our story. It can't tell us if they took the actions that we hoped that they would take when they got to our story. It won't tell us if they're likely to come back, if they're likely to subscribe, if they're likely to donate, or even if they know who in the hell we are. I think this is actually a really important note because I don't want to say that page views are unimportant, and I don't want to leave you all thinking that I think reach is not important. It is incredibly important in terms of understanding that there is a critical mass or an audience for the journalism that we're creating. But we also have to be really careful to remember that when we're going out and meeting our audiences where they are, using social platforms in particular to get out there and get our journalism out there, that we lose a lot of control, frankly. We lose a lot of context, and that people who encounter us in these new spaces don't always immediately know who we are. It's our job to tell them who we are and to bring them into a closer relationship with us so that they have a better understanding of our brand and our journalism and our mission and our ethos and whatever it is that makes us distinct from all of the other pieces of content that people are encountering day to day through Google search or Facebook or whatever the case may be.